One last question for you. There's plenty of anonymously sourced Democratic bedwetters giving all kinds of advice to the Clinton campaign, and will continue to do so probably from now until the first debate. What would you say she needs to do over the next couple of weeks, not just in the debate but on the trail? Is there anything you do differently? How does she break through? What would you be doing if you were running the show right now?
Well, listen, I think large parts of the campaign, I think, are going very well. I think the allocation of resources, the allocation of time, theory around the battleground states, grassroots organizing based on data analytics, all the stuff that really, I think, can matter in a close race. I think the key thing is, she's got to focus on turning out, tough to turn out voters. So I think she's got to go out there and make people as passionate about electing her as they are about defeating Trump. I don't think we're there yet. So I think she's got to focus on that. And I do think she's got to, kind of wrestle the agenda away from him. That doesn't mean she needs to play, news cycle politics or worry about the 15-minute Twitter feed bursts. But, she does need to put him on the defensive. And Lord knows there's any number of things that have come out just in the last 72 or 96 hours, that would sink most candidates. And so I think she's got to be very aggressive. And, I think clearly money is important, and they've got a budget to reach. But, boy, we're in the last 6 weeks here. So I'd spend as little time in California and New York and the fundraising states and more time in battleground states and getting into smaller communities in those states, because even though she may not win some important counties, if she can cut the margin down so she's losing by, sort of 8 or 10 instead of 12 and 14, that can make a difference. And just be out there mixing it up with people. And I hope one of the things that comes through in the debate, and John, you sent out a note on this last night on social media. She's done some really, I think, powerful discussions on that Humans of New York site, and for her to connect with people. But it can't just be in the debates. I think she needs to go out there every day and make it clear as a bell that all the things she believes in and why she's doing this is because she feels so passionately about helping a lot of people in this country get ahead. And then I think they just need to they've got an army of really important surrogates, and we should be careful not to overstate the importance of surrogates. They have limited appeal. This is about Clinton and Trump. But, you've got both the Bidens, you've got the vice president, you've got obviously former President Clinton, you've got any number of people in the sort of entertainment world. Like, she's got a lot of assets and just deploy those smartly. And, not get panicked. I mean, that's a hard thing, I know. But you can't get sensitive to the bedwetting and the Monday morning quarterbacking. It doesn't mean you shouldn't listen, because people are going to have some decent advice for you. But you got a game plan, stick to it, and just let Hillary Clinton be who Hillary Clinton is. And at the end of the day, I think there's going to be a lot of people, even if people who say, you know what, I'm still not sure, I love her, I like her, I've got some issues around trust, but who are going to ultimately say, I trust that, behind the desk in the Oval Office or manning the Situation Room, I can trust her, and I can't trust Trump. And also, I guess, understand that this is kind of not on the level. I mean, this is a circus, and you don't necessarily want to, become a carny necessarily yourself, but kind of understand the rhythms of this. And, Trump's doing some interesting things out there. And I think I still think dominating, that old saying, any news is good news, right? Bad news doesn't matter. I'm not sure that works. I think Trump's had plenty of days where he's dominated the news coverage, and it's been harmful to his case. But you got to make sure that you're not playing second fiddle every day. So you're going to have to launch some pretty aggressive attacks, and I think some of those are going to probably have to come directly from her.